Hi everybody, it's Julia from Matheson Travel coming to you once again from San Francisco in my boring little apartment. But this week, at least today, on my Facebook feed, there was this whole post about how Netflix will pay you a couple $1,000s to go travel and Instagram pictures of different movie and TV sites. And I kept seeing it multiple times, and believe me, I signed up for the contest as well. But it really got me thinking, going back to some of my travels, where I've gone and sought out different movie or TV sites. And, I wanted to talk to you a little bit about some of the pros and cons about doing it, and kind of give you maybe some inspiration for some things that are easy to do, and help you try and avoid some of the pitfalls that I have encountered. So first of all, it's already in some major cities, especially like New York, where there's a really, strong film industry. It's really easy to go around and see different movie or film sites, or also actually live filming. There's a company called On Location Tours in New York City that does that. And frankly, even just walking around like Brooklyn, I've run into, you can't cross the street because they're filming. So that happens a lot. There's also, if you think about New Zealand and the Lord of the Ring tours, there are all kinds of tours there. Hobbiton is well set up for visitors, and is really awesome. And that's just a really quick trip out of Auckland. So that's a very easy place to go and visit. Wellington also has tons of Lord of the Rings studio tours. Speaking of studio tours, there's all kinds of studios set up for tours. Obviously Universal Studios in Hollywood, where you can see different sets that have been used in a lot of TV shows or movies. But the best one that I've ever experienced is the Harry Potter tour, studio tour outside of London. It's an hour or so outside of the city, and it's everything. It's the props, it's the costumes, it's the actual classrooms, and the whole model of Hogwarts, and the Harry Potter studio tour is well worth it for any Harry Potter fan, a fan of the movies especially. But it can be a mixed bag, for all of those wonderful places. I remember I went specifically to go find Pemberley from the BBC version of Pride and Prejudice, and that's called Limehouse, and it's in the north of England, and I went specifically up there to find it, and that was magical. It was like I was there, watching Lizzie and Darcy walk down the path and everything like that. So that was really magical. But sometimes when you go to a place that you're super excited, maybe that you've looked up the location in the movie and you've tried to find it, and you're like, oh, this is where they filmed it? Okay. It can really sort of burst the bubble a little bit, because there is a lot of magic to making movies. So, anything from a picturesque, I know I went and tried to find a winery in southern France that was used in French Kiss. I think I got there, but then I wasn't exactly where the filmmaker stood, and, it wasn't lit the way that they had lit it. And, you just don't have the same access, and, you don't also have the magic that goes on in post-production. But at the same time, there are some places that are just so amazing that it's just really obvious why filmmakers decided to use them in films. Monument Valley comes to mind. That's, sort of near Grand Canyon over in Utah, Arizona border. And that, John Ford filmed all the Westerns with, out there with John Wayne, and that's really gorgeous. And no matter what angle or what weather, it's just amazing. Another place that comes to mind, actually, that some people are worried about is the final scene in the new Star Wars movie this year. Is a little tiny island off the coast of Ireland, and it's really, really difficult to get to, and people are really hoping that it doesn't become overrun with tourists, because it's such sort of a magical place, which is why they used it in the film. So that you gotta sort of think about where you're going to see, and does it make sense? Is it going to be as amazing as it is on film? Or is it sort of a cafe that is super iconic in that particular film, but then when you walk in and it's full of regular customers and everyday business, it's not that exciting. It just sort of depends on how much you love the thing that was filmed, and how evocative the location is to that film, or how important it is to that film and to the mood of that film that you saw or TV show. So I highly encourage you to do it when you get the chance. Like I said, there are lots of easy things already set up, or you can talk to me and I can, I've done a lot of research in this area and can help you plan a trip around seeing your favorite sites as they were filmed. That's it for this week, and I'll talk to you next week.